Good evening and welcome to Catholic Focus here on Capuchin TV. I'm Maureen Kimani. The sign language interpreter is Hezron Otieno. We begin our highlights on the Catholic Church here in Nairobi, where the Franciscan Family Day was marked, an event that brought together religious men and women from various congregations to honor St. Francis of Assisi through prayer, fellowship, and a renewed commitment to simplicity, peace, and care for creation. Let's have a look.
This is a moment where different faiths come together to take action for our common home, and the theme for this year is peace with creation. And so we are being called to make peace with creation, and that includes taking action, taking a next step towards caring for our common home. We cannot just continue to let the environment continue to deteriorate under our watch. It is all our collective responsibility and a moral responsibility, and furthermore, as Laudato Si insists, a spiritual responsibility for us to take action for our common home.
And now to matters of mental health. The following rising cases of suicide and killing linked to psychological distress, clerics and local leadership in Gatundu Central are calling on the government to lower the cost of living and establish more counseling centers as a remedy to crisis. Our reporter Onuso Yvonne has the details.
Following increased cases of suicides and killings linked to mental health issues, clerics and local leaders have called on the government to consider lowering the cost of living and establishing more counseling centers as a way of addressing the growing crisis. Led by Bishop Samuel Kamau, the overseer of AIPCA Church in Gatundu Central, the clergy noted that the growing mental health crisis is largely driven not only by the high cost of living, but also by widespread unemployment, which continue to fuel stress and related conditions. Bishop Kamau also urged churches to step up their efforts by organizing more seminars focused on counseling and prayer, especially for young couples, to help them find strength and cope with their life's challenges with resilience and hope.
Pesa imekosekana, kazi imekuwa haba, watu hawapati kazi. Sasa chakula kikosekana kwa nyumba, watu wanaanza kugobana. Wakigobana, kama ni mwanaume anashikwa na depression. Haya, wengine wanatoroka ama wanaenda kujiua. Nao akina mama ambao wanapenda watoto wao sana, wanafanya kila lolote wawezalo, na wakishindwa wanaona heri ni kujiua badala waone watoto wao wakikufa na njaa. Kwa hivyo naomba tafadhali Rais wetu mpendwa William Samoei Arap Ruto asaidie na wabunge wake na serikali yake vile wanaweza kutengeneza kazi mingi na njia mingi ya kusaidia wale ambao hawana kazi. Na tena kama serikali inaweza kupunguza hii mambo ya pombe. Hii pombe ni kitu kingine ambao imeleta udhaifu mwingi. Unaona vijana wadogo kabla afanye kazi wanaenda kunywa asubuhi. Ningeomba serikali tusaidie kupunguza pombe.
He further encouraged young people not to lose heart when faced with difficulties, but to actively pursue every available opportunity to earn an honest living through determination and hard work.
Nao watu wetu hao wachanga wajaribu kufanya kazi kwa bidii. Hao ambao wanajiua, kabla hujajiua ama hujauana, tafadhali tafuta mtu wa kuogeleshea ili agarau akusaidie kuhusu maisha. Hata kama maisha ni magumu, Mungu anaweza kukusaidia, kwanza kwa maombi, tena kufanya kazi kwa bidii. Kile kidogo uko nacho ni vizuri kutafuta ili kujua vile unaweza kuzalisha. Kama ni kulima, hata kama ni kuweka kuku, hata kama ni kuweka ng'ombe, hiyo kazi ya kulima siku hizi inaonekana mambo mengi inaletwa na ukulima. Na ukulima umekuwa mzuri, hata kama umekosa kazi kwa serikali, ukifanya kazi na mikono unaweza kusaidika.
His sentiments were echoed by former Kiambu Deputy Governor Joyce Wanjiku Ngugi, who urged the government to create more job opportunities to help idle youth earn a livelihood and restore their hope in life. Wanjiku added that there is a need to empower counseling centers and professionals to effectively offer mental health support to those overwhelmed by psychological stress.
Mambo ya kujinyonga, kuuana na hata ulevi wa pombe unaenda kuongezeka juu ya ile mashida tuko nayo ya economy. Watu vijana wamekosa kazi, mafamilia wako na shida, kwa hivyo hizo vitu zimeenda juu sana. Na tungeomba sisi wote tushikane, kanisa, tushikane watu wa vijiji, tushikane hata na serikali, tuone vile tunaweza saidia.
She stressed the need for early intervention, recommending rehabilitation for substance abusers and counseling for those to avert suicide and harmful behavior.
Kama ni wale wa pombe wapelekwe rehabilitation center, wale wanataka counseling wapewe counseling. Wale sasa ukiona rafiki yako ako na shida, anaanza kuwa ana change mwenendo wake, awe akishikwa na kusaidiwa kabla afike kujua ama kutenda kitendo mbaya. Tukijitolea sisi wote na serikali ikuwe mstari wa kwanza, tunaweza saidia. Kama kuna kazi zinapatikana na vijana wapewe. Tungeomba serikali empower counseling centers na empower wale counselors wako kwa vijiji zetu juu wako, inaweza kuwa mzuri sana. Na hiyo mambo ya counseling inuliwe zaidi, ndio tusaidie wale wamelemewa na mambo ya kiakili.
Reporting for Catholic Focus, my name is Onuso Yvonne.
Kenya is on track to record its largest maize harvest in history, with projections for 2025 standing at 70 million 90 kg bags, a significant rise from 67 million in 2024 and more than double the 34.3 million harvested in 2022. Here is Lilian Kimanthi with the details.
To safeguard national food security and stabilize market prices, the government has announced plans to restock the national strategic food reserve by buying maize directly from farmers. Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock Development, Senator Mutahi Kagwe, says the move will both secure the country's food supply and provide a dependable market for farmers.
As we approach the bumper harvest season, the government will restock the National Strategic Food Reserve. This guarantees food security for the nation, while at the same time providing farmers with a ready market for their produce.
The record harvest has been driven by the government's fertilizer subsidy program.
The government has availed some 21.3 million bags of fertilizer, valued at some 53.25 billion shillings, translating to farmers' savings of about 105 billion. This has reduced the fertilizer prices up to 67% per 50 kilogram bag and boosted production of key commodities. For the 2025 long rains, we availed some 6.9 million bags, with plans to provide some 12.5 million subsidized bags for the 2026 season across all 1,450 wards.
In preparation for the 2025 long rain season, 6.9 million bags of fertilizer were already distributed. Plans are underway to scale up the supply to 12.5 million subsidized bags in 2026, which coverage across all 1,450 wards. Speaking at the official opening of the 2025 Central Kenya National Show at Kabiruni Showgrounds in Nyeri, Kagwe reaffirmed the government's commitment to climate-smart agriculture and market interventions that cushion farmers from economic shocks.
On the dairy sector, the government has introduced quality-based pricing. The Kenya Integrated Agricultural Management Information System linked subsidies for vaccination, AI services and inputs. We are distributing milk coolers nationwide, zero rating yellow maize and soya imports for feed manufacturing periodically, and expanding feedstock production under the Land Commercialization Initiative. The Nyeri National Show is an important platform for farmers and stakeholders to learn, share innovations, and adopt modern technologies. I thank the ASK, county governments, exhibitors, and partners who made this show possible.
He also noted that aligning with international standards is a priority, adding that Kenya will comply with the European Union deforestation regulation within the set timelines to maintain global competitiveness for Kenyan produce. Reporting for Catholic Focus, my name is Lilian Kimanthi.
Moving on, junior secondary school teachers in Murang'a County are demanding full autonomy for junior secondary school institutions, calling for a distinct administrative and operational framework separate from the primary schools where they are currently hosted.
Speaking at a press conference held on Friday, members of the Kenya Junior School Teachers Association, Murang'a branch, argued that JSS should be treated as an independent tier of education with its own leadership, resources and curriculum focus, not merely as an extension of primary school.
Katika shule hii ya junior kwa sasa, shule hizi zinasimamiwa na wale walimu wakuu wa shule ya msingi, wanaitwa hoi. Lakini unapoangalia vizuri, shule ya junior ni sekondari. Na unapoangalia labda kuhitimu kwa wale walimu wakuu, kwa kweli hawafai kusimamia shule za upili. Ndiposa tunaitisha kwamba sisi kama walimu wa JS tuweze kutengewa nafasi yetu. Hata kama tuwezi kupewa uongozi sisi wenyewe kama walimu, basi tupewe hata walimu kutoka katika shule za upili ngazi ya juu.
We understand that junior schools have been having custody within the primary schools. And I think it's a high time that now junior schools should be given the independence that they deserve. Now, the junior schools, under the current administration, we understand that the current HOIs are having what we call, they're like kind of an attachment, holding the junior school teachers as their colleagues down there at the radar. And what we are calling for, we want to have separate administration for the junior school. We want separate administration in terms of co-curricular activities so that we can nurture the talent of this junior school very well as it is expected by the CBE.
Atamba emphasized that autonomy will enhance both curricular and co-curricular programs tailored specifically to the developmental needs of adolescents transitioning from primary education.
The other thing we are calling for separate administration in terms of curricular activities. In what way? We understand that the Kenya Kwanza government is looking forward to employ more teachers, and we understand that giving junior school teachers autonomy, then it will be a great opportunity because you will have employed more teachers, because we are talking in terms of more than 100,000 staffs will be employed as a result of giving junior school the autonomy that it deserves.
He also raised concerns over inadequate infrastructure, particularly the lack of well-equipped science laboratories, which he said hinders effective teaching of practical-based, competency-based curriculum subjects.
The other thing we are calling forward for is infrastructure in terms of junior school. We understand that we have sciences or science subjects which are supposed to be practical in nature. CBE is advocating for practicality and not just theory. And we understand that if we give the junior school autonomy that it deserves, then we are going to have that practicality in terms of the laboratories that we also need to be constructed there at the junior school.
Katika shule za junior hatuna maabara, laboratories. Hatuna maktaba. Na wanafunzi hao ni wanafunzi wa shule za upili. Katika grade ya 7 wanafunzwa kazi ya kidato cha kwanza ile awali. Grade ya 8 wanafunzwa kazi ya kidato cha pili na cha tatu. Grade ya 9 wanafunzwa kazi ya kidato cha 4. Kwa hivyo wanafunzi hawa kwa kweli hawezi wakapata yale masomo ambayo wangefaa kupata iwapo wangekuwa katika mfumo ule mwingine wa zamani wa 844. Kwa hivyo ni muhimu sana katika shule hii ya junior iweze kutengwa, ipelekwe kando, pia tuweze kupata viongozi wetu, tuweze kupata miundo msingi ambayo inafaa.
The teachers maintain that granting JSS full autonomy and investing in staffing and infrastructure will not only elevate the quality of education, but also restore dignity to teaching at its critical education stage.
The initial implementation of the CBE was to be 2-6-3-3. And it should remain as it is, that the 2 should be on its own, the 6 should be on its own, the 3, which is now the junior school, should be an entity on its own.
Education stakeholders in Murang'a now await a formal response from the Ministry of Education and the Teachers Service Commission regarding the teachers' concerns.
Sitasimama maovu ya kitawala, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala. Walimu power, teachers fever, comprehensive tawe.
In other news, in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, African leaders are being challenged to embrace honesty and integrity if the continent is to overcome its leadership crisis. Speaking during an African Union-sponsored Emerging Leaders Conference, Machakos Deputy Governor Francis Mwangangi said that change in leadership is inevitable for harmony to prevail. Let's take a look.
Everything, whether climate change, everything, whether the leadership of the country, everything, whether the leadership of our state or of our county, of our ward, largely depends on the quality and the focus of the leadership. So it was very important. We discussed a lot of challenges and proposed solutions to those challenges. And we were sent to go and make change. Change is led by a leader, and a leader who has a vision to organize his community, or rather the people he or she leads to where they are supposed to go as far as leadership and the development is concerned. Of interest was rural development, rural transformation, to curb rural-urban migration. It's very important for the African continent to devolve a lot of decision-making, what the leaders are supposed to do at the grassroots level, because that is where a lot of development is needed. If today we curb rural-urban migration, we will be solving most of the continent's problems. So we are getting out to go and change our continent through our countries, through the areas we are elected to represent. It's very important. And I want to say, if today we stop being greedy as leaders, if today we focus on uniting with our people and avoiding armed conflict, as we are seeing elsewhere in the continent and outside this continent, definitely we will be heading to where we were elected to take our areas and our people. So to avoid those kind of things, it is good we engage our people. It is good we work for our people. It is always good we commit to lead our people.
Amid deepening political divisions in the country, young people in Murang'a are being urged to shift their focus from politics to building careers with the launch of the inaugural Murang'a Young Professionals Expo, offering a new lifeline in tackling unemployment. Jeffrey Omare reports.
Political divisions continue to grieve the country, but in Murang'a, young people are being encouraged to focus less in politics and more on building their careers as a way of addressing rising unemployment. This message came during the inaugural Murang'a Young Professional Expo, an event that brought together young leaders and partners to showcase opportunities in employment, mentorship, and business.
We have brought these youth together so that we can pull the personnel, the knowledge, the resources together so that we can be able to propel the youth agenda of people of Murang'a together. How is that possible? We want to bring a youth who is from 18 years to 27 years. That's a youth who is trying to make basic need and is trying to figure out what he or she can do for his or her life. But a youth who is between 28 to 35 or vis-a-vis 35 to 40, it's a youth who have tried so many things. He have tried working out. Either he was a TSC student, he is now getting his TSC number, he's now an established teacher. So we bring these people together so that they can mentor the younger youth so that they can follow the route they have followed and not to hustle so much the way youth hustle a lot. Because a youth is an endangered species. It needs a lot of critical care so that it can grow. And because in a country without youth, it cannot develop and doesn't have a future. So we want to come together, we pull our resources, our energy, and our intellectual capability so that we can enhance the youth agenda for Murang'a. Because we believe nothing for a youth without a youth.
The forum, founded to confront jobless and limited opportunities in the county, is already making a difference. Beneficiaries have secured jobs, gained mentorship, and drawn inspiration to pursue future leadership. Organizers say the expo will now be held annually, offering a consistent platform for networking, skills development, and job connections. They believe that with the right focus, support, and mentorship, young professionals in Murang'a can play a pivotal role in transforming not only their county, but also the country at large.
The challenge that the young people get when they graduate from school is lack of employment, but people get employed day in, day out. The question is, where are these people getting the employment? Na swali ukiulizwa hivyo, utasikia vijana wakisema kazi ya kutafuta ni kazi, lakini ukiwa na connection si kazi. So the connection that the young people are missing is lacking avenues that can connect them to opportunities, to private sector that are creating job opportunities. With MYP, we are creating that bridge that will connect young people who have graduated, those with skills and without skills, to where opportunities are coming from. We have partnered with the private sector. We have partnered with investors who are creating jobs in real time. Today we have gotten so many youths into employment, and this is just a start. We are getting into programs that will enroll so many young people into job practice, into soft skill training, also into real-time mentorship.
Reporting for Capuchin TV, Catholic Focus, my name is Jeffrey Omare.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of Catholic Focus. Thank you for watching. Our Maureen Kimani and our sign language interpreter has been Hezron Otieno. Enjoy your weekend and God bless.
Keep watching Capuchin TV. your staunchly Catholic identity channel. You are watching Capuchin TV. For any complaints, comments, or compliments on our programming, you can either write to us on info@capuchintv.co.ke or you can call us directly on 0717 424 866. Your complaint shall be addressed within 7 days. Remember to keep a copy of your communication with us. Keep watching Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity.
Nasikia waniita, Mungu wangu naitika, kwako Bwana najitoa, mimi ni wako e Bwana, nimeikana nafsi, natii, naenda kote, nikaihubiri Injili duniani kote, Mungu wangu. Mimi ni nani, nikatae wito wako,
This October, a day of grace, thanksgiving, and celebration awaits. The Missionary Sisters of Our Lady of the Holy Rosary joyfully invite you to a triple blessing: the perpetual profession of Sister Jovalet Ariho, the Silver Jubilee of Sister Anastasia Kaumbulu, and the first profession of Sister Mercy Modhoni. This momentous celebration will be held on Saturday, 4th October 2025 at 10 a.m. East African Time at St. John the Evangelist Catholic Parish, Karen. Join us as we honor Sister Anastasia Kaumbulu for 25 years of faithful service. Celebrate the sacred first profession of Sister Mercy Modhoni and witness the perpetual profession of Sister Jovalet Ariho. The celebration begins with a Eucharistic Holy Mass presided over by Right Reverend Rodrigo Mejia Saldariaga, S.J., Vicar Apostolic Emeritus of Sodo, Ethiopia, as the chief celebrant, and will be brought to you live on Capuchin TV and streamed across all our social media platforms. Follow, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and social media handles, and witness this sacred occasion wherever you are. Keep watching Capuchin TV, your staunchly Catholic identity channel.
Nasikia waniita, Mungu wangu naitika, kwako Bwana najitoa, mimi ni wako e Bwana, nimeikana nafsi, natii, naenda kote.